Hey, how's it going? Brad Riley here and welcome to this video. And in this one today, I'm going to be teaching you how you can get clients for your digital marketing business without doing any cold calling. But before we get into that, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another upload. And if you're not already, be sure to get yourself on the waitlist for my brand new book that's coming out July 1st, 2020. It's going to be 170 plus pages on how you can build and scale a social media marketing agency from the ground up. You're not going to want to miss it. We do have limited copies, so again, be sure to get yourself on the waitlist for that. Okay, so let's talk about cold calling for a second here. The truth is, when you're a beginner, cold calling can be extremely daunting, especially if you're introverted. Now, some people naturally have very high confidence. They're okay picking up the phone, just banging numbers over and over again. But for a lot of us, just like myself, when I first started, the thought of cold calling is extremely intimidating. And not only that, it's actually unproductive because you procrastinate doing it so much that you end up not doing any outreach and therefore not even starting your online business. But the truth of the matter is there are so many other ways that you can get clients that if you're just ending up procrastinating cold calling, then by all means just give cold calling a break for a minute and do some other outreach methods. And for the last 3.5 years, I've actually run a very successful agency and I've not made a single cold call because I've been able to tap into other outreach methods. And today I'm going to be running through 10 different outreach methods that you can start implementing that require no cold calling whatsoever. So let's jump into it. So the first method today is Upwork.com. Now, if you follow my channel, you know that I'm very big on this just because for the last 3.5 years, this has been the main way that I've grown my company. And the best thing about Upwork is that you're just going direct to people who are actively looking for help. Like, think about it. On Upwork, there are people who are literally saying, I run a business and I'm looking for help with Facebook ads. And all we have to do is find those people, which bear in mind, there is tens and tens of thousands of people every single month on there looking for help with social media marketing and digital marketing services. We find those people and we reach out to them with a simple message. There is absolutely no cold calling required whatsoever, and because they are so warm, the sales cycle is super short and conversion rates are really high. So if you haven't looked into it already, go and watch a bunch of other videos on my channel where I go much more in detail about the topic, but my first one and most favorite is Upwork.com. Now, second to that, very similar, but I'll just touch on it quickly here, is People Per Hour. Again, this is another freelance website, works very similar to Upwork, but it's just kind of a different structure and a different layout. It's not quite as good as Upwork, there's not as many jobs, but saying that, it's still another fantastic way that you can do outreach without cold calling, so I'd also recommend you check that out. So at number 3, we have cold emailing. Now, all you have to think here is you do exactly as you would with a cold call. You prospect the same way as you would for a cold call, but rather than picking up the phone and ringing, you just send an email. And this is a really great way for you to get clients. Now, what I will say about this is, bear in mind it's still cold. So compared to like warmer outreach methods where people are actively looking for help, obviously you're gonna have lower conversion rates simply because these people don't know who you are, they're probably not interested, and you have to try and like convert them on the idea of social media marketing or digital marketing before you even set up the meeting, which can sometimes be quite difficult. But saying that, if you want to scrape leads online, if you want to scrape leads from social media, you want to hire a VA, or you want to scrape leads from Google, whatever it may be, it's still a great option that, if you want to do cold outreach and perhaps you don't want to pick up the phone, you can just do it via email instead. So option number 3 is cold email. So the fourth here, and probably my second favorite outreach method of all time, it is LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is so powerful because although it's one platform, there are several different ways that you can do outreach within that platform. You have the general option, which is you just find marketing managers, CEOs, directors, owners, you connect with them, and obviously you can message them and try and set up meetings that way. But also there are other ways such as LinkedIn jobs. You can find, and I've actually got training on this YouTube channel that show you how you can get clients using the LinkedIn jobs tool. Another option is the recommendation search. You can find people who are actually looking for help with social media marketing and digital marketing services on LinkedIn. You find the post where people are basically saying, I'm looking for a Facebook advertiser, and you reach out to them. So that's another thing that I love about LinkedIn is it's one platform, but it can almost act as like 3 or 4 different outreach methods and approaches, which means, it's a really amazing tool for you to utilize. And essentially the best thing about it is it's like the Facebook of the business world. All business professionals, owners, directors, marketers, managers, anybody you would need to contact and find information information about can be done on LinkedIn. So again, do not sleep on it. I highly recommend you use it if you don't want to be cold calling. So number 5 today, we have Groupon. Now Groupon is another one that I've done a video on here on the channel, but if you actually look at Groupon for a second, what is it? Well, realistically, it's just a platform for businesses to advertise. You know, you have restaurants, hotels, spas, whatever it may be, but they're all on there offering discounts because they want customers to come and visit their stores. They want them to visit their spas and whatever it may be. Now, if you look at it from a deeper level, what do they want? Well, what they really want is they want to market their business and they want to get customers. That's why they're using Groupon. And a lot of these companies are using that, but they're not actually doing any other form of marketing. You know, they're relying solely on Groupon, but they're not even considering doing any type of social media or SEO or Facebook ads. And it's a great way for us to get our foot in the door and say, hey, look, I notice you're using Groupon here to advertise your business, but you're not running Facebook ads. Here are some results we've got for our other clients. I would just love to know if you're interested on hopping on a call so I can share some ideas with you. Again, really great method for you to land clients, land meetings without doing cold calls. So definitely be sure to check that out. So the next one here is recruitment websites. This is another fantastic one which so many people sleep on. And you may be thinking, but hang on a minute, Brad, why would recruitment sites be a good option? Because everyone's just wanting to hire like in-house, right? They want to recruit properly. They don't want an agency or a freelancer. But the truth is, if you look at it from a deeper level, actually what they want, if a company's advertising for a Facebook advertiser, you know, on like, I don't know, Indeed or read.com or whatever it may be, what they actually want is they want somebody to help them with the Facebook ads. So what you can do here is you can approach them and say, look, I noticed you were looking to hire in-house to bring on a Facebook advertiser. I'm just curious to know if you'd be open to working with an agency or like a freelancer like myself. Just to give you a heads up, I would likely be 50% cheaper than what you're willing to pay for a full-time salary. I wouldn't need any training. I've probably got way more experience. You're not going to have to pay anywhere near as much tax. I'll work 52 weeks a year. I don't need any holiday pay. You don't need to pay any type of pension or any of that stuff. And I can work virtually. Is this something you're open to? And if the answer is no, that's fine. And you will get some no's. But you will get some people who are like, you know what? At its core, all I want is an advertiser, a Facebook advertiser. So why would I not bring them on cheaper with more experience to get better results and save a bunch of money at the same time? And a lot of them will be more than willing to at least take a meeting with you to see if you're a good fit. So a lot of people sleep on this, but it's a really, really great way to tap into warmer lead sources. So be sure to check out some of the videos on my YouTube channel where I go in depth about that topic too. So next up here is Bark.com. Now Bark.com is a really great option. What I will say about Bark though is that it's probably one of those platforms that isn't best for beginners with low cash flow. Now by all means, if you have a few clients, you've got some revenue coming in your business and you have some money to spend and you can afford to spend a little bit more money to acquire a customer, then Bark.com is great. So essentially the way Bark.com works is businesses go on there and they say to Bark, okay, I want to look for a Facebook advertiser and I want to look for someone to hire in SEO. I want to look for a social media manager, and they create a post and Bark.com have the post. Then what we have to do as service providers, we can go, and because we know they're actively looking for help within that area, we can pay Bark.com for that contact information of that lead. Now the one downside to this is that it's a lot more expensive than most other forms of outreach. You know, you can sometimes pay 10, 50, £100 just to get the contact information for that business owner. And obviously you're not going to convert every single person that you purchase their contact information because other people are also doing it. Sometimes the deal falls through and a variety of other factors. So sometimes you can end up paying hundreds, if not thousands of pounds to acquire a customer. Now, saying that, if you've got a bunch of money and you can afford to spend £500 to acquire a customer, Bark.com is a really great way to tap into warm leads who are looking for help. But if you're a beginner, it's probably not your best option. But yeah, just a heads up, a really great platform for people who are looking to scale their agency over the long term. So next up here, we have Loom Outreach. Now, Loom is less of a specific way to do outreach, and it's more so a tool you can use with all forms. You know, you can use this with recruitment sites, Groupon, Upwork, people per hour, LinkedIn. You can use Loom for everything. And essentially what it is, if you're not familiar, it is a platform, it's a Chrome extension actually, that allows you to click a button, film a video, and then click stop, and then just send that link, and then your prospects can have a video of you within seconds. And you know what's really great about this tool is before, if you wanted to send a video, you'd have to get your camera out, you'd have to film it would be a large file, then you'd have to upload, edit, and then upload it to probably like Google Drive or something, and then send the link. And it's gonna take you 30 minutes to just do that. Whereas now you can film a video and send a video to a prospect without any file size, like footage, like without gigabytes and gigabytes of file size, but also without the time constraint as well. And what this is gonna allow you to do is massively increase your conversion rates. Because I think about it, if you're able to film a video, that's gonna allow you to build rapport and also stand out massively in your outreach messages. And also it kind of taps into the reciprocity bias. Now think about it. When you do something for somebody else, they will almost feel obliged to do something back to you. Now, if you spend the time and effort to film a video, a personalized video for a business, their reciprocity bias will kick in and they'll be like, you know what? They've spent the time and effort to film this video. The least I can do is at least take a meeting with them or at least respond. And that's going to increase your conversions as well because of it. So yeah, really, I would recommend heavily, if you want to increase your conversions of the outreach that you're doing across all of these platforms, look into Loom. All right, so number 9 here today is your network and / events. So there's nothing, in all honesty, more powerful than your network. Like think about it. If you knew somebody who was a business owner and you were pretty close, you had some rapport, it's very easy to open up conversation. You know, hey John, I'm just curious. Are you actually running any Facebook ads in your business right now? No, Brad, I'm not. Okay, cool. Have you ever considered it? And yeah, and then all of a sudden you can just have a normal conversation and you're not trying to sell them or convert them. You're just asking a question because you already have them in your network. You already have a relationship, and it's so much easier to then get into conversation about that topic and then set up a meeting from that. Also, another good option is like events, right? Like if you go to events and you speak to people and you ask them what they do and they ask you what you do, and then you know, maybe trade contact information and perhaps they're looking for help with that service, or it's because it's just more of a natural conversation and it's natural flow. Like it's a lot easier to set up those meetings than perhaps like, you know, cold calling or cold outreach methods. So again, it's a bit more of a longer term play. It's less like direct. It's less like do outreach, get a response. It's very much more a longer term play. And I don't recommend you spend all of your time just at networking events, but at scale over time, as you connect with more business owners, you build out your reach, you build out your network, that will do you wonders for your long-term scale of your agency. So the 10th and final one here today is referrals. Now, this isn't again the best option if you're just a beginner. You know, in order to get referrals, you're gonna need some customers for yourself. But honestly, there is nothing more powerful than this. When you can actually get customers from your current customers, that is how you really quickly start to compound and scale up your company. Think about it. Every time you acquire one customer, if they can bring you more customers, it just has this massive compound effect. And I actually have in my business what I call the 500 for 500 referral program, which basically heavily incentivizes my customers to give me referrals because they get discounts and money as an incentive every time they do so. So again, go and watch that YouTube video on my channel where I go in depth about that topic. But if you really want to have long-term scale and you have some customers or clients right now, definitely look into building a killer no-brainer referral program because that will scale you faster than anything else. Okay, so there we have it. I hope you found a bunch of value in this video. Just on a final note, if you are interested in having me personally mentor you and guide you and help you on a much deeper level, I'd love to invite you to check out the top link of the description where you can find my Entrepreneur Accelerator Mastermind. Now, the crazy thing about this is you get full personal access to me as your mentor. You also get weekly live calls. There's weekly advanced masterclass trainings, daily value posts. You're also going to get access to the hundreds of other successful, driven, abundant entrepreneurs in the community. We also have hundreds of hours of backdated training and content and exact scripts and funnels and templates that you can swipe and deploy into your business. And the craziest thing about it is it's only $29 per month. So you get all of this crazy value, but at a minuscule cost of only $29 per month. And the reason I'm doing this is just because there's so many overpriced programs and mentorship packages on the market. And the truth is not everybody can afford it. So if you're looking to grow your business, you're looking for help without the hefty price tag, I'd highly recommend you check out that top link in the description. I'd love to help you on a much deeper level to scale and grow your business. And then on a final note, of course, if you haven't already, grab yourself a copy of my brand new book, July 1st, coming out, 170 pages. I put my heart and soul into this, so I can't wait for you to see it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you did find value, please drop a like and I will see you in the next one.